Welcome to Happy Valley Live, everybody. Welcome to the Obligatory PSU Pregame Show. The one thing I did not want to have to do this week, guys, is what we are going to have to do, which is be at our best. Therapy for all of you. We're going to get right into it. I'm your fake host, Chris Buchignani, sitting in the football chair today. Back with us, our favorite ringer, our favorite scab, former Penn State offensive lineman, Landon Tengwall. How you doing, buddy?
Not good.
Yeah. No.
Not good. I'm depressed and I don't like football.
I hate it. I hate it so much. Speaking of which, Kevin Horne.
Yeah, I mean, we're both dressed for the funeral.
That's kind of how I felt when I came in here today, like I'm at a funeral. And so to just bring a little ray of sunshine into this conversation when I kick it to the beloved campus icon. Mailman, what do you got?
I thought it was a great football game. I really thought it was a great football game. I'm sorry. I think it was one of the better ones I've seen.
Hey, you know, we got a fresh comment a couple of weeks ago on YouTube that somebody felt it was crossing the line for Kevin to threaten to kill you.
Oh, yeah.
Allow me to join the club, okay?
But
Rejoin the club, as a matter of fact. I went back and looked at the archives. I've threatened to kill you no fewer than 3 times over the years, over our 10 seasons, Mike.
But did the game remind you of last year when Oregon beat Ohio State early on? The same thing's going to happen this year. Penn State will beat Oregon, meet them again, and they'll, just like Ohio State, the same thing's going to happen. It's so easy to realize that. Come on.
Yeah, but no one watched Ohio State in that Oregon game at the beginning of the year, Mike, and said, that team blows, right? Our team blows, right? Like, I mean, this is now cemented as we're the biggest loser program in the country, despite the fact we win 10 games a year, right? And that's not Penn State fans saying it. It is the national narrative forever that this is a loser program. And Drew Lauer is a loser quarterback, and James Franklin is a loser coach. Again, despite the fact that he wins 10 games a year. I've never heard of anything like it. Mark Richt is the closest example, but this is far surpassed Mark Richt.
If you look at Mark Richt's record at Georgia, won a couple of SEC titles, put this in some really good seasons. I think it's actually unfair to Mark Richt to compare him and James Franklin. I'm just trying to be real. The poor guy, he's catching strays out here, and I actually go back and I look at his record in Georgia, and I'm like,
Well, we saw from James Franklin's press conference, he admitted he was asked about essentially the, might as well call it the big game James title, and he said, yeah, it's no longer just an idea or a thought, like it's factual. I mean, he admitted it. Yeah, we cannot win big games. 2016 was really the last one. You can say Utah, Rose Bowl. I guess you could say that. I'm the same way. I don't really count that.
Nope. We killed their quarterback.
Yeah. Jair Brown took out.
I love to win the Rose Bowl. It was awesome. I cried. Great. That's not what we're talking about.
Boise State.
Nope.
That was not a big one. SMU was not a big one.
Frauds.
It's been really since 2016. Once again, I said this before, the sitting president last time we won a big game was Barack Obama.
Donald Trump's run for president 3 times and won twice since we won one of these big games. And people say, well, how do you classify a big game, keep moving the goalposts? How can you say winning the Rose Bowl is not a big game? It's a big win. But my standard I came up for judging whether or not it's a quote-unquote big game, let me run this by you. Maybe you already heard it on the Obligatory PSU podcast. Get it wherever you get your podcasts. Is if you're in a bar in Athens, Georgia, Tuscaloosa, South Bend, Ann Arbor, Columbus, and there is a fan of the home team, 3 sheets to the wind, giving it to you about how Penn State can't get big wins, would you feel comfortable looking that heckler, in the eye directly and with a straight face saying the name of the team you beat? You pulling out Memphis, SMU, Utah football? No, you'd get laughed out of the room. Everybody knows who the brands are that earn you credibility by beating them. And even though Oregon's not what you would consider to be a traditional blue blood, they were one of them. That was a tremendous, a colossal missed opportunity this past weekend.
Yeah, and everything was there for you as Penn State, as James Franklin.
Couldn't have been set up better.
7:30, white out. You're coming off a bye. Oregon has to come cross country. They go to crappy Altoona. They get in at 7:30 p.m. at night the night before. They have to drive to Altoona, eat their shitty pizza. Not actually, but yeah. And they still find a way to win. And Dan Lanning slashing his throat at us, and
and they're clowning us. He's clowning us.
They ran to the student section afterwards. I mean, just complete disrespect. And I keep going back to the fact, specifically the offense, but really the team as a whole. But I mean, defense was for the most part good. You hold one of the most explosive offenses in college football to 17 points. I think that was a good showing for Jim Knowles. There are things to fix. No sacks is an issue. Yeah. The refs holding. They need to call that holding. There was some problems there. But overall, this game is not on Jim Knowles. 17 points in regulation.
Absolutely not.
Great.
No,
great job.
And they were on the field a lot, too.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
I mean, the time, that's terrible.
Well, we knew at halftime in Nevada this team sucked. We knew. We told you. And we some of us pretend to put on a good face, and it was 1-0, and these games don't count, and they're holding plays back, and it's the preseason, and everyone's rusty. And we have allegedly two of the best coordinators in college football, basically from January until last week to prepare for the Oregon, right? And you put up 3 points in the first half. All of the problems that we saw in the first three games, like we all told you guys, were exacerbated when you have a team that's quality. And they were. I don't know. Look, I don't know ball. You guys know I don't know ball. Landon knows ball. Where the responsibility is to go around between James Franklin, Drew Aller, the offensive line, the wide receivers, and Kotelnicki, I don't know what the percentages are. I don't know. No one really, I think, can know. Probably people inside the team don't even really know. But we were sold a false bag of goods on the offensive line, particularly Donko and Rucci, who both suck. Drew Aller has regressed over 3 years. Horrendous. He is a horrendous football player. Horrendous. And I know, you're fat, he's going to get drafted in the NFL, and you're just a loser. I get it. Comment that away. That's fine. He is going to go down in the annals of history, not because I say it, as one of the biggest losers in Penn State football history because of the hype and the promise and the opportunities that we've had. I'm not saying go beat Ohio State every time you play him. I'm not. But he's a kid from Ohio. He's never going to beat him once. But not even like the Oregons or the Notre Dames is he capable of not making a colossal mistake. First of all, he sucked the whole game. But then the last three Penn State losses have ended on Drew Aller interceptions that didn't need to when we were still in the game. So, loser. Kotelnicki, horrendous. I'm done with Big 12 offensive coordinators. I'm done with them. They're horrible. They're fraudulent. They don't play against defenses. I don't know. Landon, what's the percentage blame? Throw it out there. Because all five people I just mentioned, offensive line, Drew Aller, Kotelnicki, Franklin, I forget the fifth, all losers. So tell us who's the biggest loser.
Listen, I think it's split fairly evenly. I don't want to put this all on Drew Aller. I think Drew Aller has been put in a horrific situation this entire time. I kind of feel for the kid. Just an extremely nice guy. Obviously, I blocked for him. You won't meet a kinder person. I think he needs to work on that too. He needs a little bit more of that fire, a little bit of that cockiness, and just flamed up inside of him. But I don't know, man. When you're in opponent territory and it's 3rd and 9, and you run read option, what the hell are you doing? Wildcat 3 different times, punting from the opponent's 36-yard line. How do you do that?
And Barker can hit those.
At least hit the field goal. I mean, even if you do pin them, that's not that big of a field position change. And next you know, it's a 16, we put it through the back of the end, 16-yard difference, and we punt that? There's no confidence.
We looked at the analytics on the sideline, and we have, no.
There's no, I mean, like, Andy Kotelnicki's offense is stale. There's no new elements to it. It was always, shout out Brandon Noble. This was the same offense that we saw the first 3 weeks. There was no plays being hidden. They are who we thought they were.
By the way, Dennis Green.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's all I got. I mean, look, they are. That's the truth. They are who we saw the first 3 weeks. There was no change. It was the same schemes. Nick Singleton is somehow still out carrying Katron Allen. Out snapping, excuse me. I think Katron had one more carry, but out snapping Katron Allen. How is he on the field more than Kaytron Allen. I don't understand that at all. 11 carries for 21 yards. My God.
Nick's had a great career. That's enough. I mean, that's enough. You know, I think we're good. We're good there.
I mean, come on.
He's had a great career. That's enough.
It was evident through the first 3 games. All the problems that manifested themselves in the non-conference schedule were there against Oregon. And all the issues with the 2 running backs and which guy had earned the bulk of the carries. I gotta say, I feel a degree of guilt and responsibility for pumping up this team all offseason. I say this on this show frequently. I feel bad when I consider myself guilty of selling snake oil to the folks. And I felt like I sold y'all some snake oil on this O-line, not for the first time over the years on this program, I'm sorry to say, but on the team in general. And I think some of the latest falderall that we peddled this last week, and probably you were guilty of it just as much as we were, was when the rubber hits the road against the number 6 or number 5, depending on which poll you want to use, team in the country, Kaytron Allen's going to be the lead dog. And he wasn't. We did the same damn thing we did in playing like crap against FIU as we did against Oregon. And as you said, man, you just listed all of the points on the checklist, why this was set up to be what I called, and I still believe it, the most consequential football game for Penn State since the '87 Fiesta Bowl. Because what you had on the line coming in, with the offseason you had, the money you invested in the defensive coordinator, and again, I don't put this on Jim Knowles in the defense, and the time of possession was a big part of that, Mike. The players coming back, the alignment of, not the alignment of administration and athletics, although we do have that, but the alignment of the national talking points and the belief in the team internal to the building and in the community. The stage you have been begging for, I mean, let's be honest, kind of pissing and moaning and whining for, which is let us play our big game under the lights in the whiteout. And an opponent like this, everything's set up for you and you just do Groundhog Day. So I just knew that Saturday night was going to be an inflection point for the program. And there were timelines that branched off and opportunities that were created from a win. And we're going to talk about in the next segment what opportunities are created out of a loss. But another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about before we get out of this segment is, has the whiteout jumped the shark after this game? It's not a comfortable conversation to have, but I want to bring it up.
No, it was a great environment. It was a great environment.
Was it?
Oh yeah.
I thought it was great. I thought it was loud. I thought it was.
Oregon was totally unfazed. Dante Moore totally unfazed.
He was.
Dan Lanning was like making fun of us in the post-game interview. We got clowned by Nick Saban and Dan Lanning in the same day.
But Dan Lanning's a great coach, and that's the first time there really hasn't been a moment of utter confusion on the opponent's faces at some point in the game. And that wasn't because it was any less loud than any other time. I don't know. They were just prepared for it. They practiced for it. They were good at it. They were good at getting the snaps off, and they got it down. So no, I don't think it was the most expensive Penn State ticket on the secondary market in Penn State program history, and they still
God bless those.
They still screwed it up. But it was the most expensive ticket in history. It was get-in price was more than $1,000.
Yeah.
2 hours before the game. Insanity.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry you had to see that. We got out physical too. Let's just talk about that. I mean, just out-willed up front on both sides of the ball.
Both sides.
Oregon's defensive line absolutely terrorized this Penn State offensive line. Obviously in the run game, 1.8 yards per carry at halftime. Incompetent run game. Drew Aller, I think 25, 26 passes, 18 pressures. Pretty much just getting hit. Once again, there's certain things I look at that say, yes, you can fully blame Drew Aller for all of this. He deserves it. He needs to take that. He is worth probably $5 million this year as a whole through his American Eagle and Venmo and all that. But I don't think this guy's been put in a good situation. The wide receivers, and I started to allude to this towards the end of the week, that I don't think they are really that much better than last year. I think Devontae Ross is better than Amari Evans. I don't know if there's that much difference between Kyron Hudson and Trey Wallace. Kyron Hudson was locked down. Trevor Pena outside of the jet sweep, which I feel like there was a joke running amongst everybody that was going to be the first play. And sure enough, it was. You come out of halftime, and guess what you do? A swing pass and a jet sweep. I mean, talk about creativity coming out of a crappy first half, and that's what you come up with. It is just really, it's hard looking at Andy Kotelnicki right now. I think no matter what, it was going to be his last year being the offensive coordinator because he was this close to taking that West Virginia job that Rich Rod took. But, I mean, there's no
all these guys should just quit. They should just quit this profession and do something else. I'm thinking about quitting. I've sold too much snake oil, too many gallons of it.
No, what you did.
Never give up. Never give up.
You have Mike the Mailman has, but you're an honest broker, Chris. We said the first thing we've been critical the entire season, right? And last year, USC is a coin flip game. Minnesota is a coin flip game. You lose one or both of those, going into this year is a totally different projection.
Yeah,
this could be an 8-4 season at this point. The wheels could come off because this offense is putrid, and the way they utilize it is horrific. Horrific. The difference between this year and last year is Tyler Warren, right? Drew had an escape latch, so when he would look for a second to see if anyone might be open, and you get happy feet nervous, well, there's big old Tyler Warren with the beautiful hair to check down and at least get some positive yards on a play. Now that that's gone, totally lost. Totally lost. I mean, Sean Clifford's averaging like 100 more yards per game than Drew is, and Sean Clifford was like a nothing prospect who had to fight for everything he ever got.
Yeah.
And Mike Yurcich a better offensive coordinator, you think?
No, that guy's.
I won't go that.
Kirk Soraka?
Yeah. I don't know. Kirk Soraka's not fair. He got that one COVID year. I mean, we've got no sample size on that poor guy.
But only we could lose on 3 offense coordinators in a row. Only Penn State could be like, we're going to get the best in the market 3 times, and they're all losers.
So we do.
And they all suck.
But bottom line, we had this big opportunity. We blew it. And now here we are, back where we've been, spinning our wheels in purgatory. Go ahead, Michael.
Well, it's only one game. We'll go to the next game. Come on, we'll move on. You got to get rid of that loss and go on. That's what you do.
Well, unfortunately, before we get out of this stupid show, we do need to talk about the UCLA Bruins. Yeah. But I wanted to let everybody's vent, get it out. I hope it was cathartic for all of you. You can enjoy listening to us complain. It's better than listening to us tell you about how good the football team's going to be, apparently. So in the next segment, before we talk about the Bruins, because nobody cares, I want to talk about what is next for this team this season. Unfortunately, we got a lot of football left to play and to watch and to talk about. So what's that going to be all about? I don't know. We'll get to it on the other side of the break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
And action.
Does that mean are we really going?
We're starting. Who cares?
We're starting.
All right.
Nothing matters.
Nothing matters. This is going to be a rough one. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I think it's going to be, Mike, we're going to lean on you because you're smiling and the positivity that you bring.
I'm going to kill Mike. This is going to be the episode where Mike, sorry, folks, I know Mike the Mailman, but like, I don't want to hear it. This is the worst. That was the worst game that I've ever sat through as a fan. That includes 2005 Michigan. Correct. That includes any of them.
I think you said that against Ohio.
Yeah, I did. I know.
No.
Did not, no.
What did he say? He said it was the worst loss.
I said it was the most important game.
No, I think.
I said in hindsight it might be, depending on how the rest of the season turned out.
Kevin's young and reactionary. I'm old and experienced, and I can verify that was the worst. That was gut-wrenching, heartbreaking, terrible. Kevin's going to murder Mike the Mailman.
Kevin actually quit.
I'll hide the body. No offense.
On the bright side, life is meaningless and nothing matters.
Wow. Sorry. D. Snyder just showed up, dropped off some headphones. It's pretty amazing.
That is good.
It perked things up around here.
It definitely did. We needed it.
We needed
it.
Yeah. The mood's a little...
Not as happy as Happy Valley Gory is.
Yeah, a little bit lower. Please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices.
You know, we're in a bar.
That's right.
It's like a $15,000 fine in the NFL when that happens.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
maybe not 15,000. Wow. Maybe 1,500.
No.
So let's take the temperature of the room. I know where you are. Sunshine and rainbows.
Never had a bad day in his life.
Darn right.
Can't wait for that homecoming game against Michigan State.
Can't wait. Okay.
What about you?
I am in the middle somewhere. Right?
Okay.
I'm disappointed that they lost because it was a winnable game. And the way that it happened obviously gives us a lot to talk about, which makes me really excited. But I think I saw
It's going to be a good show, so stay tuned.
unicorns and rainbows, Chris. They tried hard, and they're good kids, right, Mike?
Absolutely. I thought it was a great game. I mean, and no time in that game did I think they were going to lose. There was no time.
Until the end.
No, not even at the end. I thought they were going to score. I thought they were going to make this.
I'm going to kill him.
I'm serious.
And the other thing is, there's the old saying, fool me once, shame on me. I have seen this loss out of Penn State so many damn times that at this point, it's just become a normal part of my routine every fall. And, you can't let that get to you emotionally in the same way. It's like every sequel it gets less and less impactful from the original. Yeah. So like the 99 Minnesota game really hurt. The 2008 Iowa game really hurt. By the time you're doing like the fifth Terminator movie version of that game, it's like, I've seen it all before.
What a comedy of errors.
Ben being here? The game.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Burned the F-bomb early. I appreciate that. Yeah, that was a mess. An absolute mess.
I ate an incredible amount of brownies in the press box.
Well,
once overtime started, I got tired. You've got like a minute between each when they're flipping sides.
Yeah, when it's a long walk from one end to the other.
And it's a long walk to the brownies.
Gives you good energy. That's good.
Yeah.
Get the energy.
Get my sugar up.
Yep. I don't got anything.
Life will go on, boys. Life will go on. I'm telling you.
Are you going to a funeral after this, Mike?
Probably. The obligatory PSU pregame show is brought to you by Gold Hen Bloody Mary Mix. Get your bottle today by going to goldhenllc.com. Use the promo code Mailman to get 10% off your order. That's me, the Mailman. That's great. Thanks.
Okay, welcome back, everybody, to the obligatory PSU pregame show. I'm going to try to get the positivity level up a little bit. I'm sitting next to Mike the Mailman here. At least bring the energy. I'm very mad. I'm very downcast. I'm frankly, guys, a little alarmed at how unemotional I am.
You said that. You said you feel bad that you're unemotional. You did say that.
It's just scar tissue.
Yeah.
I am numb to it in a way that is just gross and disgusting to me. But I am. We've been running on this hamster wheel for so long. And it was such a great weekend. Beautiful weather. The town was popping. Everything you could want to show off Happy Valley was all lined up. A blast at our tailgate all around us. People having a great time. All the Oregon fans I talked to said they loved coming. They just enjoyed getting to be around Penn State football fans and see the campus. We had college game day here. Again, one of the reasons why I don't like them coming is because I want to prove that we deserve that attention. And I don't think we've done that. And once again, we fell flat on our faces when they show up. And the crowd was great. The visual of sunset behind Beaver Stadium, absolutely gorgeous. Everything you could want to show off the town, the school, the team, except for the performance on the field, which is just massively frustrating. And now here we are sitting in this hole. All these guys came back for one more run at this thing. And in some ways, it feels like it's already over, even though it's not.
Got to feel for Denine and Sutton, man. I'll tell you what. That's someone that plays their heart out. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know where you go from here, honestly. I don't think anybody gets fired. I think you have to make an adjustment. I've also said this, that offensive coordinators don't change their identity. You are who you are. I don't think this offense is really going to change. So if you're hoping for that, I don't really see that happening. I know that sounds horrific to anybody that hears that, but
I don't think anybody at this point would be naive enough to assume that's even a possibility, because if it was going to occur, it would have occurred during the bye week when you were getting ready to play an opponent with a pulse, which you didn't do through the first 3 games of the season. So go ahead, Mike.
If we know all this, don't the other coaches know this? I mean, the rest of the staff, don't they know what's going on or not going on? I don't get that. Why wouldn't they have adjusted over the last couple of weeks? I don't understand that.
Maybe they can't. maybe it's their own limitations. Maybe it's limitations on the roster and the personnel. I don't understand. I don't understand how the O-line has been a strength of the team for 3 years running now. And it's the same guys.
The same guys that played Oregon last year.
Yes.
That had one of the best games of the offensive line in years. The same freaking line.
So one of the reasons why I felt like this game was as consequential as I described it being, comparing it to that Fiesta Bowl in which Penn State won a national championship, is that now, with the loss, just the energy and conversation around the program is very likely, I think, to take a pretty toxic turn. I have not heard a crowd boo that early or that loudly the home team in maybe ever in Beaver Stadium, if I'm being honest. In a whiteout at night, and the crowd is just giving it to them. They're so mad because everybody has had this so built up. And let's be honest, we are all getting hit up and we're all getting soaked more than we ever have before. Cost of everything is going up. There's a 5% excellence surcharge on my hot dogs and my Pepsis at Beaver Stadium now. There's Amica insurance all over the stadium. There's constant barrage of emails and social media posts and everything. Subscribe to this, join that, donate to NIL. And it's starting to rub people the wrong way. And I mean, this thing's bubbling over in a bad way, boys.
What's frustrating about it more so than anything is that it just seems helpless, right? That offense was helpless. It's not just like, hey, Oregon's number 6 in the country. These are 2 untested teams that are both great, that are filled with great players. And they met on the gridiron and one team won and the other team lost. And that's what happens when 2 great teams play. One has to lose and one has to win. It wasn't that. That was atrocious. And there's no signs of it getting any better at all, given all the time you had to prepare for this game and who's under center and who's calling the plays. I call him a loser, and he is. That doesn't mean he's personally a loser. He's probably a nice guy. Everything I see is great. He's a nice guy. That doesn't mean that. It's a comment section, to be clear. But that doesn't change the fact he's a loser. And this is a loser program right now. They might go 10-2. I don't know. You got to get through Iowa. They're going to beat UCLA with no problem. We're talking about that. They're going to get through Northwestern. They're going to beat Maryland. Oh, Maryland's undefeated. They're going to beat Michigan State. You basically got
probably
count Ohio State as a loss, and then you got Iowa and Indiana, which are now down to less than 1 touchdown spreads, which Penn State's favored. You go 10-2, you're still getting the playoffs. You are. But what does that mean? Okay, so Penn State's in the playoffs with this dog crap offense. Great. We get to go down to the Grove and lose to Ole Miss on the first round of the playoffs. Can't wait. That'll be great, right? 99% of programs want to be in position. That's fine. Well, then join the Big Ten, where there's only 2 or 3 good teams, and every team that's up and coming, like Indiana, gets a shot at a fraudulent Penn State team that they get to win and put a banner up saying, "Look at our signature win." Like, it just seems helpless. There's no fixing it. It wasn't like 2 teams, best effort, 1 team won. No, it was a loser effort. It was a loser effort, and it has been a loser effort in basically every game since COVID against a good team.
You do also get the sense that, just so everyone understands, I've been getting, and I'm sure all of you guys have too, people in my mentions and, whatever, people talk to me downtown, they need to fire Franklin. There are always fire Franklin people. There were fire Franklin chants inside Beaver Stadium, which hasn't happened since the Minnesota game in 2016, which I still remember because he doesn't miss an opportunity to remind us about it. I do feel like we might be getting to a point coming out of a game like this, and he was a different person in the way he talked about the big game stigma in his post-game press conference, where maybe both sides start thinking about a mutual parting of the ways, where maybe he looks to get out of here. But here's the problem. There are a very limited number of programs that he would leave Penn State to take the job for, in terms of opportunity and compensation. And I think because of the big game stigma, none of them are going to be able to hire him.
Any team in the Power 4 conference, save for perhaps the Rutgerses and the Vanderbilts, which would be funny, of the world, would have a mutiny on their campus if there was even wins. that this gentleman, they would see one of their private jets fly to the University Park Airport and there would be a mutiny. Their athletic director and their president would be on a stake in the front yard.
It would be worse than when Tennessee tried to hire Greg Schiano.
Worse. They wouldn't even have to make up shit.
Yeah.
Like, it would be, because he can't go anywhere now. And I'm not a guy who says that I want to fire him yet. I'm not. I mean, I'm not. I'm not going to reiterate my position on James Franklin. It's very complicated and whatever. But he cost himself the Florida job last week.
Yeah, again. But by the way, thank you so much for bringing me a much needed moment of levity. I am now going to spend a lot of time thinking about the full circle experience of James Franklin ending up as the Vanderbilt head coach again in a few years.
That's where all his friends are. So why not?
So good.
That's where his family would rather
God,
be.
why do I do this? Why do I do this show? Why do I follow this team? Why do I like football? I don't want that to happen. I think Lanning is 10 times a better coach than he is. I think Cignetti's a better coach than he is. I think there's 5 to 10 coaches that are clearly better than he is. Not just in game, but just like there's the one constant. We're just haunted.
Is him.
Is there a lack of just killer instinct on, for example, just kind of laying down he said in the post-game presser there was no thought of going for the 2-point conversion. I don't know. Is there,
I understand people talking about go for the 2. Here's the thing. If you go for that and you miss it, you were going to be thinking about, you could have had overtime advantage with that crowd, which was still in it, which was still juiced up. 4 quarters of misery, still ready to go. You hang it on one play when the offense has been playing so poorly and you blow it, I think we would be absolutely killing them today.
And when does Penn State get 2 yards when they need 2 yards? Never.
Actually,
Never.
that's a good point.
So, and I'm sure Cuddle Nicky would have tried it out Singleton to hand it off right in the ass of Dawkins, and then we'd have been like, what are we even doing? I mean, it would have gotten violent at that point, I think.
Mike, what do you got?
A lot of whining going on here. A lot of whining. I'm sorry. There's a whole season left. Come on, boys. Snap out.
Oh, there is.
All right, so my question is, do you feel confident going into Ohio State? You can't win a night whiteout, West Coast team come cross country. You got everything in your favor. You think you can even go to Columbus and have a sniff of a chance, Mike?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
We have 2 wins in Columbus since we joined the Big Ten. And Tom Bradley has one of them. Yeah, no, of course you don't. Of course I don't. Of course I do not feel confident.
I'm going out there, I'm going to stay in my little Holiday Inn, pay $300 for my ticket, just take it, bend over and take it, and know what's going to happen. We got to get through Indiana. We got to get through Indiana now. I'm not quite as worried about Iowa. They look pretty bad, but it's Indiana. And Indiana gives a top 10 win potentially. I will be more interested to see Indiana play Oregon this weekend.
Yes.
Oregon goes there. Yeah. That'll be a very interesting game to sort of make a heat check, if you will.
And that game does at least, I think, no matter the outcome, set Penn State up to still get an opportunity for a quality home win over Indiana. At some point, and I think it's already starting to happen, people nationally are going to start giving Indiana the credit they've earned. And so if you can beat them in Beaver Stadium, that does help you out a lot.
Can you? Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
They trot that offense out again. They won't because they're losers.
Mendoza looks good for Indiana.
And he's loose. Imagine our quarterback for a moment. Did you see the press conference with Mendoza? So Indiana took an intentional safety last week to just so the clock run out so they don't have to punt the ball or risk turning the ball over. Like, took an intentional safety strategically, which ruined the spread, right? So Indiana didn't cover. And Mendoza was laughing with reporters after the game, apologizing for costing Indiana bettors money. And he's laughing and everyone's laughing. It's a great time. It's loose. It's jovial. Imagine anyone on our team doing that. It's the opposite of loose and jovial and fluid. Every yard is like a struggle. And then we have a 5-star quarterback and 3 new wide receivers, and everyone came back from last year, and everyone's a millionaire, and everyone 4 stars at every position. Every yard is a struggle. How can this be? Not just against Oregon, against FIU. How can this be? What is so dysfunctional in that building that has been the Villanova, you score 50-plus points, whatever. The offense has played like shit against the other 3 teams. And it's been a struggle. There's no fluidity. There's no building a play after one play after the next play. There's no Ball knower. Tell me, ball knower, what the hell? Be honest. You don't have to use names. How can that be? How can that be?
We don't have a good offense.
Oh my God. No.
The play calling is horrific.
All right.
No one's put in a good situation to win.
You can say that because you didn't play for Cole, Nicky. What else?
We
Keep going.
We call the same plays. The offense is vanilla, and not in vanilla on purpose. It's just vanilla. The passing concepts are the same thing every single week. The defense knows what we're doing. We are helpless. The offensive line was dominated by the Oregon front seven. There was no physicality. There was no fun. No one's happy playing football.
No one's happy.
In Sad Valley.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you.
Damn it.
Shit.
It is indicative of the problem this team is going to have this week, coming off an emotional loss like this and having to travel to the other side of the country to play a god-awful UCLA team in turmoil, that we want to talk about Indiana and Ohio State and not the Bruins. So we will do that briefly after this random number generator coming up.
Random Number Generator is brought to you by the good folks at ANTIFRAGILE Brewing Company. ANTIFRAGILE is the official beer supplier fueling the Obligatory Pregame Show. ANTIFRAGILE brews incredible beer we all enjoy and recommend. And check out their Moody Culture Kombucha and fill up on Uncle John's Jawn's cheesesteaks. Check them out when you're in Happy Valley at 324 East Calder Way or anytime at antifragilebrew.com.
Random number generator. We are flushing the Oregon Ducks because we have no choice. We got another game we got to talk about. We got to think about it. The team's got to think about it. UCLA stinks, guys. You know what doesn't stink, by the way, is this nice collaboration we're drinking today from our beer supplier, Antifragile Brewing Company.
Well, it's my favorite. So it's a collaboration with Dancing Gnome Brewery in Pittsburgh, which is my absolute go-to in Pittsburgh. I had their beer at my wedding. And so, of course, the best brewers in Pennsylvania all know each other. Antifragile went out there and brewed this with Paulo and Jawn, and it's on tap both in Pittsburgh and State College as we film this. Cans in both places for now. It'll probably last a little longer in Dancing Gnome because I got a bigger tank. But great.
Oh, good.
Great beer.
It was popping on Friday night too. I'm sure it was on Saturday after the game. State College was lit this whole past weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. Okay.
Yeah, I have some worries. You come off an extremely emotional loss. You're up late. Next thing you know, it's already Monday for the players, and you got to turn over to a game that you're probably leaving on Thursday. That's what James Franklin has always done with coast-to-coast trips.
Yeah.
And you there's no possible way you lose to this UCLA team.
Smart, right? By the way, to leave early, don't you think?
I like
kind
it.
Of trip?
I like it. Clearly worked out for Dan Lanning to come in late and just do his thing. But yeah, we're probably gonna leave on Thursday. I think you worry about Penn State coming out getting punched in the face by UCLA. It's just one of the ones they have nothing to lose, like absolutely nothing. Like I said, there's no way that you possibly lose this one, but I just do worry that you come out really, really flat.
Yeah. Well, an interesting dynamic, full disclosure for the audience. We are now at this point because of the coaching change at UCLA, where this week, after we are filming, there are players who are going to declare themselves for the transfer portal, so they're not going to want to play in this game because that would then burn their red shirt. So we don't even really know who's going to be on UCLA's roster and available for them to play on Saturday. The good news is it doesn't matter because they don't have the talent to beat even an emotionally distraught, banged up, ineffectual Penn State team. Yes?
And we think our five-star stinks. Talk about Nico.
Let's talk about Nico.
Like that's the one player anyone can name on UCLA anyway. So he's their best player. He still stinks. This just screams Penn State looking like garbage and winning like 28-3 or something like that. Like that's what this screams to me. I'm personally excited because I get to go to the Rose Bowl for the 4th time in my life without feeling anything. Right? Like usually I'm walking in there. There's no cell service. I'm nervous as heck. It's the Rose Bowl, the pageantry, it's packed, the tickets are expensive. Now I'm just like, I'm staying at the AC Hotel across the street. We're going to get in for $20. We're just going to walk over there and be like, all right, let's get this over with before I get on my Spirit flight to fly back and be miserable again. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to it. Yeah, UCLA stinks. Who knows who's on their roster? Who cares? And they are so bad that not even we can screw this up after this letdown week following. James is horrible after a bye week, but he's even worse after the first loss. And not even we can screw this up. hope you don't clip this, but not even we can screw this up.
Do you know who I feel a little bit bad for? Just a little bit. Tim Skipper, the interim coach at UCLA.
Wow.
This guy has been an interim head coach for 2 years in a row. Did you know this? He was at Fresno State last year, and Jeff Tedford got fired. So, like, he's like the Grim Reaper. You bring him in on your staff, and you're donezo.
Wow.
Program legend Deshaun Foster comes in there, tries to rescue his alma mater, gets absolutely no support. The roster's a mess. They go through this odd quarterback trade kind of scenario with Tennessee, where they sign Aguiar, is that his name?
Joey Aguilar.
Yeah, from App State. And before he can play a snap as a Bruin, they bring in Nico Iamaleava, who leaves Tennessee over a money dispute, and he's kind of the villain of this college football season. And so Aguiar goes to Tennessee, and he's killing it. He's playing great, and Nico's been bad.
Well, it's funny. He's their best rusher and best passer. Like, they have nothing. That is how bad they are.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's fun to watch him lose. Like, everything that's wrong with college football today, right? Everything that's good with NIL existed at Penn State because we brought all these losers back for another year by paying them millions of dollars. That's the best part. I thought. I don't think that anymore. I wish they were gone. Anyway, but Nico's the worst of it, which is like, I'm going to transfer all these times. I stink. I'm going to fight with Tennessee over a couple $100,000. I'm going to go to UCLA for this money. The contracts don't matter. It's all wishy-washy. He is fun to watch lose. I'll put it that way.
Yes, agreed.
And I'm looking forward to Deny and the defensive line getting their stuff together again and having fun with him on Saturday.
Okay, this was the post-Oregon show. Nobody cares about UCLA. They don't want to hear us talk about UCLA.
Tengwall will have the breakdowns all week, I'm sure.
Yes, yeah, you can get all the good stuff on Tengwell's YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to ask you one question, then we're going to randomly generate numbers. In your opinion, how important is it for Penn State to come out and not look like Kevin is expecting them to, which is lackluster and unable to get it together in the first half? Does that matter at all, or is it just get the W and get back to Penn State for homecoming?
What does it matter?
Good analysis.
What does it matter? Like, what does it matter? We're gonna go to Columbus in a couple, a month here and just get our absolute, just get waxed. So like, what?
I reject.
What does it matter?
There you have it. Thanks, everybody. Let's randomly generate numbers. Mike the Mailman, go.
Penn State by 23.
Okay.
That's a good number.
All right.
I'm going to keep it short.
Kevin Horne.
I don't know. I guess I'll go with what I just said, 28-3.
24-7 Penn State.
All right. And I am not going to participate.
I'm sorry?
I've decided I'm not going to randomly generate numbers today.
Noble has said that 100 times, and you've forced him. You put it in his contract.
Well, that is the privilege of being the fake host. I just don't want to do it.
I just got a text from the Bloody Mary people, the Golden Hen people. They said if you don't give a prediction that they're pulling, they're out.
You just got that text
Yeah, it's
right now?
it's right
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's amazing.
All right.
They said if you don't pick, they're done.
Wow. Okay. Ooh. After you've been doing such a good job moving product for them, too.
Oh,
26-6. Take care of yourselves and each other. We are.